Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Good morning, everyone. I'm your host with the most, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert, coming at you over the airways on WNTF. Nevermind the Furthermore. Nevermind the Furthermore is brought to you with the generous support from our good friends over at indiecd.org. Yes, the Independent Creator Directory, your one-stop shop for the best and the brightest authors, musicians, artists, and other creatives that have come together to form a sort of white pages of just some of the best indie creators out there, all at your fingertips for the sole purpose of helping you make your dreams come true. If you are looking for a flatter, if you're looking for an editor, if you're looking for people to help make your comic books or your literary works or whatever else you're working on come true, please consider reaching out to these good folks. The indiecd.org also provides a background social media where creatives can talk with other creatives about things like what's going on at certain conventions, what are good places to attend, what aren't. It's just a really great community full of really great people, and I'm privileged to be among them. If you use this link, you can... your one-time fee of $40 will get you a lifetime support on that site. So you can have a web presence that isn't tied to a specific social media. So you don't need to worry about it going down in this time of digital whatcha-jiggery. Also, now, I have been accused at times of mentioning a code that will give you the 50% off. I know I'm not supposed to mention the code because that cuts my profits in half. But I am not mentioning the code. I am not saying anything about the code, and I'm not telling my audio viewers, yes, they're called listeners. Hello, listeners. That I am, pointing to a banner that says the word podcast 1 in all caps, and the number 1, not the word 1. I'm not doing anything like that at all. Alrighty? Cool. We are also made possible by sales of Paints and Hellfire, Through the Thinning Veil, and my GameWorks, which are over there. Instead of reaching, I am not skating across this room today. As well as, Corn Shark. Oh, God. I really need to set up a corn shark conservatory. But as well as the simple sword, the fighting axe, and the simple spear, all part of my ongoing series of Western arts manuals designed to help you become the sort of man, woman, or other you've always wished you can be. Art, because you might be a fantasy author wanting to write fights that don't stink, or you might be that creative who wants to experience a little bit. Learning to sword fight is an exquisite form of exercise, as are some tangential ones that I've had the privilege of doing over the years. So please consider buying my books. They can all be found at amazon.com/author/Nicholas Tockert. That link should still work, and it is not in my banners, so I need to fix that. That'll go on my to-do list. Now, it is a wonderful Wednesday, and we need to get into my accountability. I think I wrote a grand total of 16 more words. I've been very busy with con prep. I'm going to be spending the next few days trying to crank out a few hundred big stompy robots out of wood to fill the battle chests that I already have set up and have extras to sell as individual pieces. Only 10 more days till Region Con. I'm not feeling it at all. I'm not feeling the pressure at all. Now, as for what I did yesterday, absolutely nothing. Nothing of quality, and I'll explain why. Many of you are at least tangentially familiar with Stuart the Sword Cat, the OG kitty around here, and my emotional support animal. That is his job. Well, due to some things that happened while he was, before I was able to bring him in, thank you, modern medicine, he couldn't come in, but there were some extremely bad storms. So I put together a little improvised cat house, but not that kind, to give him somewhere safe. And I spent 2 or 3 nights I didn't sleep because I stood outside, not outside, stood out right in front of my window, of a little window in my doorway, watching. I get up every few minutes to make sure he was still okay. And so he is totally phobic of hard rain storms. So he's okay if it's raining, usually. He's okay if it's thundering. But when we're getting pounded by rain, done. Little dude has nothing of it. So he would just sit in the hallway if I left him to his own attention and cry because he's trying to get us all where we're safe. So I literally spent a huge chunk of yesterday with my cat curled up in my between my legs in bed, because that was the only place he wasn't shivering and terrified, with the other cats checking on him. If that makes me a sucker, I accept that title wholly, because that cat has done so much to help keep my sanity up. I don't mind doing a bit to take care of his. So yeah, did that impede some of my creative process? Absolutely. Was it taking care of family? Absolutely. And that's where we're going to start rolling into the commentary for this wonderfully wild Wednesday, this hilarious hump day, before I get into your comments and my artwork. Because boy, do I have a lot to do. I'm hoping to knock out at least the 3 for this coming week, so that I can get into doing some more artwork for Fun and Profit. Because I have a lot of projects in mind, and they all require a lot of focus. So I am holding together. On the other news, the power fluctuated enough that my lovely cell phone did not wake me up this morning. The other thing that woke me up was habit. So I woke up with about 3 minutes before about 5 minutes before I come usually skating in to set up everything in the back, was ready in 3. This is a new record, but because I got to chat with Joey and stuff after everything got set up, I have a delightful breakfast in front of me, which I will be enjoying briefly during the breaks of the first portion of the show. And we're just going to keep going, because that's what we do. Now, there's some people who have reached out to me and they're not going to be in the chat because they have had some losses, people they went to school with, etc. They may be lurking, but they're not going to be in the chat, and that is okay. Friends, while we are creatives and we are taking care of everything, we are working, many times the creative side of things are our third, fourth, and fifth jobs, We can't neglect both our physical health and our mental health. I apparently needed to catch up on sleep. If rest was not being used, it will be provided whether you want it or not, which is what I encountered this morning. And frankly, I'm kind of thankful for it. I needed it. But when you're dealing with the emotions of loss, when you're dealing with the things that make us human, we need to expand and appreciate that, okay? Because one, I spend a lot of time kind of railing against the use of AI replacing people in the humanities. That wasn't what the systems are supposed to be for. The hope of something like AI was to have assistance with the things we're either not good at or need help with. Perhaps something that can help with the chores, can help with organizations. Now, proofreading, things like that, for those of us who have extreme difficulties. I know that spell check is a major component of my life. Even though I fight autocorrect left, right, and center because I have a very strange vocabulary and a borderline Germanic word order, doesn't mean systems like that don't greatly enhance and make my life better, especially as I've had to deal with some of these conditions worsening. My sequencing errors, which is how I lump everything that comes with everything that's kind of screwy in my brain, dyslexia, dyscalculia, all that junk. I need the systems to help me, and there's nothing wrong with that. That is the kind of thing that AI is for. But the humanities are meant to be human. That's the expression until AI hits proper sentience, and then we'll be having actual conversations about the AI dreaming of electric sheep. But humans need to write poetry about the human condition. Humans need to do art that reflects and refracts and twists and makes clear the human condition, the experience of being souls trapped in these meaty boxes. That being said, if we are going to prize the human condition as something that's important, that means we have to prize our own humanity. We have to take care of ourselves, okay? Emotionally, mentally, physically, socially, and spiritually. That's a lot of slots. All of it is based in breathing, because nothing happens if we stop breathing. So we have to sometimes slow down and remember, not only are we rebelling against the way machines are being used to replace us, we have to rebel against being treated like machines. So don't hesitate to maintain what's necessary for your humanity. Get some daylight, get some social company. If it is your jam, perhaps some emotional and physical support from someone that you find attractive, amongst other things. We need to remember, as soulless bombardment hits us, to counter it, not with excessive drive and grinding ourselves to dust, because that's what the machines can do better than us. It's that we need, as sentient, sapient beings, to tend to our needs and make the tending to our own needs part of the human experience. It is not a cost. It is not a burden to do what we do. Okay? We've become slaves to progress in a very strange way. We've become slaves to work and grind and stuff. And there's a time for yourself to grind, just as there is a time to rest. There is a time to gather your harvest. And like as the rains of April are descending upon us, there is a time to plant the seed. And right now we are at a cycle where we're planting the seed. I know a lot of you have reached out to me and you're meaning well, but slightly panicking because sales across the boards are down for a lot of us. I've spent a long time warning you guys that we are creators of luxuries in the economic sphere. That means there will be drops. There will be times where sales will. And these are necessary because what these are going to do is it's going to, one, clear out the people who don't have a rhythm, okay? When I say don't have a rhythm, there are people who will sprint. I'm going to crank out everything right now. Let's go, 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 all the time. They will burn out, and when they see that they're not getting feedback equal to what they're doing, they will bank off and choose other paths. The people who have been going and can rest, can rest. This is the time to plant the seed, to be supportive of community, of each other, and of yourself. And this is where we do the work. Because in all things, there is a season. And great, powerful changes are coming. I mean, this has been signified by the seasons. This has been signified by the rhythm of the world. All right? This is going to be the year of the cicada. This is going to be the summer of the cicada. And apparently, the geographic location where the 7 and 15 or something year cycles of cicadas that resurrect, that come up from the dirt, they overlap. And I had just heard the place they're going to overlap is centered around Illinois, south of Chicago. So that means this region, especially my neck of the woods and up Northwest Indiana, places like that, are going to be cicada central. It's a big change. It's a big item. It's also going to be a big boon for the things that eat cicadas in our system. Now, what does that have to do with us? What does cicadas have to do with the art of creating books and things? One second. What it has to do with understanding the rhythm. Okay. This will be a bit of a lean time for a lot of us. Some of us will prosper incredibly. But all of us can move forward. So don't be afraid. Don't let it get you. Just let it inspire us to keep moving, to come together, support the people who need it. Take the moment to breathe and move forward. Because these are amazing times if we can navigate them properly. The thing is, I have faith that you can. And I have faith that you have the wisdom and the emotional IQ, the emotional quotient, to realize that with everything that's going on, with everything that's been going on, I think we've been on this merry-go-round since about 2016. I think we're finally approaching a time where we may be able to step off. I really have a a sense of conclusion, a sense of a light on the other side of the tunnel. But this time might not be a freight train. So we just need to come together, support each other, support small businesses, especially with our discretionary income, because this is the time we're going to need it, and keep creating, because that's how we're going to get through it. The reason I'm not fire and brimstone right now is my voice is cutting in and out. The weather will do that to me. And sometimes, friends, you don't need fire and brimstone. You don't need me reaching out and pulling a full Brother Love Travel and Salvation show, because the truth of the matter is simple, and it's clear and soft-spoken, because the truth is in the room, my friends. And the truth is something that seems to be coming out quietly and calmly. And we need to reach for that whenever we can find it. And one of the great truths is, I do love you guys. And you should too. And I am privileged to be a part of the Independent Creator Directory. And as such, I'm going to let Joe talk about that for about a minute and some change. Then we'll get into your comments. And then we will either get started a little early, or I'll give you the full hour, depending on how everybody's chatting, how everybody's feeling. And then I will get into the Wednesday art portion of this program. A lot of it depends on how Joe's doing and if Brett has ransacked his computer cables or not. So with that, I'll see you in about a minute 11. Toodles. Alrighty, folks, with all that, and I do hope that if you haven't joined the Independent Creator Directory, you're really thinking about it, because it's a great community. Let's see who's in the chat. First through the door is Carl Witzman. Hey, Uncle Carl. Good morning, Nevermorians. And he said, and yes, I know how annoying I am in the morning. Welcome to the club. But you are much loved, Carl. And of course, Joe Bachman, the Joe Bachman. The master of disaster himself is saying good morning to Carl. And especially when I've had enough sleep, caffeine, and been out Monday hunting already. Arise and shine. I did approximately 20 minutes ago. I was broadcasting 20 minutes ago. An hour ago, sorry. I forgot that, time actually passes when I'm streaming. Hi, Joe. How the heck is it Monday 3 days in a row? For the love of breathe. It's not. That is your brain lying to you. Get a caffeinated beverage. Take a deep breath. It is hump day. Get your hump on if you can. And accountability. I really probably should give you the number. I genuinely don't know if it changed. Joe is up to 6,039 words for his story. There will be a Burning His Yarn tonight at 8 p.m. Central. 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. As you can see, my Nyxlexia is really roaming rampant today. No clue what design or piece of wood I'm even burning tonight. Well, maybe we can set some ideas to Joe to help inspire him on all of that. And we're joined by the lovely Trelena. There is no woman who I am not married to or shares a last name with me that I love more than Trelena. Anyway, who isn't sharing my last name? that I love more than Trelena Bachman. Hello. You know what I mean. And Carl's greeting everyone. And yes, I should say good morning, Rich, instead of telling them it's not doom and gloom. But it isn't doom and gloom. We are moving ahead. Let me see. I'm really curious if I did any writing. 25, 28, 4. That sounds like I haven't done any. Okay, cool. Maybe today, before I get myself hunkered down to make small wooden robots, I will set about cranking out some of that. Poor Rich and Nice Joe. I guess I should talk about accountability. Reading the Terrors by BKM, now on Hoopla. Woohoo! Yes, I bought a paper copy, but reading it on Hoopla pays him twice. Yes! If you love your friends, if they're on Amazon and they are available through Kindle Unlimited, read the book live through Kindle Unlimited first, because they get paid for their first read through. If you don't have time to read through the whole thing, go through the pages anyway. You can do that while you're doing something else. Then you purchase it either ebook or hard copy, sometimes both. This ensures the most money comes out to the creator. Now, I heard something really fascinating, and that is that if you read if you have Kindle Unlimited, and you read 3,300 words, pages a month, that is the line where Bezos starts to lose money. So, and that, if you bought your Kindle Unlimited on like the Black Friday sales or something where you got it at a discount, it's even lower. So, for those of you who are feeling anti-oligarch and you want a subtle way to go back at them, you can actually ensure that Amazon's Kindle program costs, at least where you stand, the big guy's money, because that means more money is going to the creatives. I would never encourage that. I just found that an interesting fact. And Trelena says multiple Mondays in a week just aren't fair. I agree. And I will, if elected, I will ensure that there is only one Monday a week, and whenever possible, we have it off. I don't know what office I'm running for, but dang it. Politicians talk with their thumbs and their hands. Carl says, someday I'll do a show where I do nothing but show our various cats. It will be fascinating for the right people. You do realize if you do programs like that at all consistently, not only will you probably get an incredible audience, you will probably, and expand your already good audience, have wonderful merchandising opportunities. I am sorry, I kicked up some dust in here, and I have a bit of the sneasel, so I'm going to mute just for a second. All right, and we're back. Cool. And accountability, Rich fell down a few rabbit holes while rebuilding a database for something I have to track for my baddies. Well, semi-baddies. They are the hero in their own stories. Don't fall in the trap about writing, Rich. And accountability, says Trelena. New time-lapse on her YouTube. Finishing the peep on The Burning is Yarn tonight, and busy with con prep. I heard about that. A little day glow clad bird landed on my shoulder and told me all about the incredible time lapse that you did. I am very, very pleased and very proud. And speaking of time lapses, I have 2 art time lapses I did this weekend from my phone. I was just doing some stay fresh drawings there to keep myself Mojoey. And nice, Trey. I'll check the time lapse out later. Do you have a link to share? And yes, she does. It is right here. Please click on that and enjoy the show. Trey says, you're all doing awesome. Thank you, Trey. You're a wonderful cheerleader, and I'm not going to think about you literally cheerleading because I need to keep my brain functioning as little as it is already today, and that level of distraction could, Oh, and I've been cataloging my rings and organizing them into larger toolbox, make it finder instead of these bottles instead of these are in bottles, those are in cases, and I understand that. I will be doing something similar with Big Stompy Robots parts. I had a lovely divided toolbox that I was using last time, and as soon as I find it again, I will be happy to use it again. But that kind of organization helps, and that's the link. And cool, Rich, I did that with my Munsies, getting some cheap organizers at Meyer or Harbor Freight. Check Goodwill, too. You can find amazing things at Goodwill. Thanks, Trey. Rich and Trey says, Joey, you should check out Sisters of the Hook on Kick. They do crochet and metalwork. Kick? What is Kick? Also, our own Miss Saren had a lovely gaming stream last night. I got to catch part of it before the internet went from the storm. But, yes. Trey says, it ended up being 10 minutes. Otherwise, the hand movements made me motion sick to watch. I've been there. And Trey says, I will ask you later about Kick. And dawn has risen above us. Here comes the dawn. Shooby-dooby. Here comes the dawn. It's all right now. And that is, of course, Dawn Dulas, the creator of her Facebook group where she features her fashionable felines. Yes, they're your babies. Somewhere in Illinois, the squeeze are echoing. Somewhere in Illinois, there is joy. Good morning, Dawn. And good morning, Thesis. How are you doing, sir? And Dawn, I didn't even get out the conjuring equipment. Thesis, hey, we got greetings, and we got greetings. And gets into the position to conjure Donna. Oh, wait, I just brought her more coffee, so she should be here soon. Man, you got that conjuring itch today. Maybe you should go for bigger game, see if you can't get Cassandra Peterson in the chat, or I don't know, Kat Dennings? I don't know. Nick, you could have pointed that at authors or big-time creatives. I could have. But my brain is not powering toward that yet. My brain is going, I like food and round objects. Now, hey, and Dawn's greeting everyone. Muncie Clan Wars started today. I guess Carl will be blowing up my phone. I imagine so. I watched your time-lapse yesterday, Trey. Really good work, says Thesis. See, appreciation. Already doing it, Dawn. Well, Dawn, we realize there must be a lot of truckers who play because the truck areas have a ton around here. No, that would make a good game to keep truckers, occupied. I can see that working. I'm working on a new set of wax beads today. Oh, I know what's going on. So I can finish up the journal for Rich. Also working on something a little outside my comfort zone. More on that later. Yes, and related to Thesis, I will be doing a review on that trainer. It should be getting in after Region Con. So it's always good that I have some things planned out for after Region Con. And aside from that, it reminds me, I have been expanding my personal drills to go back to some older things I used to do, which may or may not be over my shoulder. To Trelena and Joe and the few people who understand what I'm about to say, I'm trying to see if Batusai is still there. Anyway, account. Okay, we did that. And Yepper's Trey. It's great when someone else is paying for your gas. Ooh, Thesis is adding suspense. Sounds like somebody's been paying attention to how to market their stuff. Yeah, saw the Sisters of the Hook now have a Kick account and started following Sisters of the Hook. I am going to need to make my own custom TV guide for YouTube, for Twitch, for apparently whatever this Kick is, to keep track of everybody who's doing everything. And Kelly Carlisle says, morning, friends. I can't stay. Lots of work today to meet deadlines. I hope you all have a great and wonderful creative day. Be good and stay awesome. Well, Kelly, with that kind of encouragement, we have no choice but to do so. And that seems like a good time to run a ad. So we'll just activate the ad scrambler here and boing. Oh, no, can't use that one. That one is out of date. And so we'll move up to one that isn't quite out of date, and we'll see you in about a minute. Nothing like a little bit of creep-tastic goodness from Carl Witzman. Chill your bones, folks. Gotta love Mad Gasser and everything it represents. And if you don't, you may find yourself waking up on the floor somewhere. And Dawn saying hello, Kelly. We're gonna go through the greetings of Kelly, and let's see. Let's see. Carl says, well, I've not learned my lesson. Petted Himony until he got overstimulated again and gave me a love nip on the hand again. Carl, your hands are starting to look like, with the number of scars, you're going to have Deadpool hands. You got keep those wounds clean and maybe ease up. Morning, Kelly, and reminded me to buy more Band-Aids. And hey, Donna. Coming in saying, hey, Trey, Kelly, Thesis, and Witzman, dude, how are you doing? I know the storm is just going crazy and the weather is nightmarish and it's getting to be that horrible, horrible stuff I will not discuss, but we are slowly and carefully moving through. And this is the last dying efforts of the winter court for the year, and we will find ourselves just chilling out, and real soon proper spring is going to hit. But remember, these bizarre cold snaps after it's been warm are really good at messing up the mosquito population, so take comfort in the fact that those winged are going back to where they belong. Hey, Donna and Joe. Good thing it's Wednesday. Nick will be busy with this chat. Yes, and I'm glad to have you guys. A Monday's short show did throw me a little bit, but it was one of those where sometimes that happens. And hey, Donna. And Dawn says, I just looked outside. It's freaking snowing. Yes, I imagine it is. Right now, it is 35 degrees where I am and blowing like a bat out of Hades. You may or may not be able to hear the wind noise. Hey, Donna. Dawn, we don't say the S word around here. And it says, Lisa says, fun, Dawn. We are getting into high 60s today and tomorrow, then cold and windy on Friday and Saturday. There's a planned power outage Friday night into Saturday morning. Carl Witzman says, say 3, hi, Xanders, and don't sin again. Dawn is saying, hi, Xander. I hope you heard him. He responded. And, hey, Nick, hey, Donna. It's always good to have you keeping the mojo in the dojo as we keep spinning it smooth to hear you here on WNTF, Nevermind the Furthermore. And now here's a shout out from our dear friends. Little tune set up to you by the one and only Trelana Bachman. We'll be back in a minute to keep on trucking. Well, since I have had some difficulties, I've had to rattle my way back to doing things the way I need to do things right. I had taken a bit of a sabbatical off of my morning oatmeal and a much longer sabbatical off of my morning egg whites, but it's nice to have them back. And I may have overdone the cayenne pepper just a little bit, but it just burns so good right now that I can't complain. It's just... And let's see. And everyone's greeting me. Thank you for the greetings, folks. And Donna is typing one-handed because Himini needs cuddling. Well, I'm working really hard not to green room myself, so I'm just gonna keep on trucking. Oh, don't let him nip you. Nope, don't want that at all. And Foxy saying good morning. And there's my Fox girl. Hey, Foxy. Everyone loves Foxy. He's fascinated by the typing. I bet. I'm a bit slow this morning. That's okay. It's a good morning for it. Hugs for Foxy. Hey, Foxy. And Gray Wolf has gendered the chat. Hey, Gray, how are you doing? It's been a bit. I have a comment dump, so let me navigate that for just a second. I will get right back. Wow. Okay. I see. The comment dump hit during the comment dump. Ooh, you guys. And like that, you guys are back to your usual things. And everybody's greeting Gray. And vice versa. Sword fighting and writing about sword fighting are two entirely different experiences. Trust me on that one. Yes, but both will make you better at the other. Hey, Gray. Hey, Gray. So yesterday a doctor visit, had blood drawn. Today I have lovely bruises. Mandy's the same way. And a busy day yesterday. I like when Ted's off, but sends my rhythm off. You know, a lot of people go through that. Mandy and I were just talking about how much we kind of miss certain aspects of the pandemic. And part of it was we love just being together. We're really looking forward to retirement at this point because we know, hey, we function better together than we do like when we are pulled apart. It's kind of weird. And Don says, and you did it too, Nada, Nick. You made me laugh. Well, I'm glad to be of service. I hope the blood work comes back well. So do I. And I do too. Took them long enough to get it. Oh, it's always a pain. Poor Stuart. And Dawn says, Georgette is so afraid of rain. It's strange. We pick on her quite a bit until it rains. I understand that. You're a good cat daddy, Nick. I try. I try to be a good daddy to anyone who needs me to be. And that's how you skate the green room, friends. Bucky was afraid of thunder and fireworks before he went deaf. Now he is so zen, it's not even funny. Says, Rich, I can understand that too. Hooli isn't a fan of rain either, mostly because it brings thunder with it, and she hates that. Fireworks are not her friend either. Sometimes being a cat bed is the highest calling, or a dog bed. I'll be honest, there is a good part of me that if I could summon the cats and just say, I am taking today as a full-on nap day, everybody just come on and just hunker down, I would. This weather does that to me. Hooli likes to hide in the bathtub from the storms. I have 2 bathtub kitties too. Boots and Snickerdoodle both like to hang out in the bathtub. It's like their favorite place in the house, except for the fact that they've torn a little hole and can get actually into one of my couches where they like to squiggle in and just hang out down there because they feel safe. Let's see. Our county mayor here in Coffee County, Tennessee, was found dead in his truck yesterday. He was only 53. I've known him for at least 22 years. Yeah, lots of folks losing family and friends of late. We are at one of those points, and I've noticed in these things cycle, where people pass. And given the age of some people that really matter the world to me, it is concerning. But we reach out to the ones we love. We show appreciation as we can, and we just keep on walking because that's what we can do. You know, especially if possible, we know what people want after their passing, because I consider that to be a sacred duty. And I'm not using that term hyperbolically. If you know how somebody wants to be treated and what they want to be remembered by, etc., we have a duty to maintain that, whether or not it's societal norms, because there are some people who are very truly happy people and they want happiness. So we want to minimize the sorrow that we feel. I mean, it's a little different for me as someone who spent more than my share around death and a few times around dying, combined with my faith. I mourn for our loss, not theirs. So often, because people say they're in a better place, and I don't talk it much, but I've seen folks go, and the really good ones, and I mean it, right before they go, there's a light. There's something in their eyes, something sort of reflected. They see something we don't, and I think it's a beautiful thing, and it gives me a little bit of hope. My concerns on such matters are the taking care of Xander, the taking care of Amanda, and the other people that when I do my rounds, that, I don't want to neglect my services simply because I've had the inconvenience of passing. But like all things, I do try to have a contingency plan or two in place, and I have some very talented and amazing friends who have been quietly tapped, some of them trained, to take up the slack for me. And it brings me untold comfort that these individuals are out there. Hey, Rich. Sorry, Gray. We've got Gray's getting our condolences, and you have mine as well. As Brian would say, may all your memories be golden. And good morning, everyone. Happy Hump Day. Happy Hump Day, Chris Walker. How are you doing, sir? And I heard something So I heard someone talk about Generation Jones yesterday. Born 1943 to 65. We've always had TV. It's called Jones because we learned to keep up with the Joneses. Let's learn not to do that. Absolutely. Because I don't necessarily want what the Joneses have. What I want and what brings me joy is a very different set of things. It's interesting in keeping up with the Joneses. I found out something fascinating. The etymology of, and I may have said that wrong. If I said it wrong, one of the words that sounds very much like that is the word for study of insects, and one is the word for the origin of words. And if I misspoke, I apologize. Words that sound incredibly alike tend to get scrambled in my mind. But the origin of the word, the suffix core, cottage core, goblin core, vampire core, whatever, as an aesthetic. Core was originally an abbreviation / attachment to hardcore, being a type of music and a type of attitude. Your core is hard, you're tough. But it has since become a delineator of aesthetics and styles that is actually a very, very powerful search engine, because we are culturally being sorted and sifted as much as possible by the advertisers to ensure our demographics, make sure all the ads that are targeted are here, and that they can overall see which has enough demographic support, which is ironically why culturally these terms of core for aesthetic have become so popular. And it is fascinating how that is going back and forth. And it's important. I say that because that is how sometimes they measure the Joneses, as it were. Because it's not like we all want the same thing anymore. This is confusing companies, and it's really, really freaking out certain high-level capitalist organizations. Because if we aren't pursuing wealth, if we are not seeking production, the whole system breaks down for the top. Because here is something you need to know. In business, right? The vast majority here are small business people of some kind. Everything you do, everything you get, you want to get as inexpensively as possible. You want the most for your money. And all of us who sales shop understand this. All of us who run small businesses understand this. What people don't get is that is the basis of our economic system. And the rich, by necessity, those above us in the corporations, have to pay us as little as they can, because our time and effort is worth more than what we are paid to do it. By definition. Why do you think they're so scared of people not working excessively? Why do you think so many of our systems are made to just grind and grind? It's like, what do they get out of us? They feed on our labor. And I have no problem with that when it is balanced and it is just and everyone is at least supported. But right now it's become too excessive, and many of us are realizing that. That's why so many are taking our time and labor towards side gigs, or taking our time and labor away from the companies and simply going, the juice is not worth the squeeze. And that, dear friends, is why there's so much pressure to try to get us back into the box that many of us got out of around 2020. Now, it's interesting that you talk about Generation Joneses. I heard something great about Zillennials, basically, early millennials. We are no longer millennials. If you were born between the first Hobbit movie and the first Lord of the Rings being the animated one, and the second Lord of the Rings series being the start of the Peter Jackson's ones, you were part of the Hobbit generation, wherein you were promised wealth and prosperity and given only war and desolation. It explains why our chunk is so radically different than that which came before and that which came after. Hey, Chris. Hey, Chris. Sorry, that's 1943 to 65. That's what you wrote. 1943 to 65. I like that, Carl. Let's not. Let's do us. Absolutely, Foxy. I am all about us doing us. Yeah, I can't get around that one. I walked into that one. I hang my head in shame. Okay. Hi, Chris. We got greetings. I can't get. That's 1954 to 65. Ah, I will never fault you too much for transposing numbers. He stole my line. Plant the seed. I like that too. And morning, Chris. Carl, I had to learn not to compare myself to others, not to try to keep up with others, not to worry about getting ahead. Yes, this works in creative efforts. Worrying about getting ahead is like trying to race the guy that you're driving next to on the road. You're not going the same place. You don't have the same schedule. You don't have the same needs. There's no reason to be like, it is not NASCAR. You are allowed to make left turns and right turns. It's a really complex thing. This works. Add 17 and 13. I knew there were prime numbers. I was trying to find them. First time since Lincoln was in office, I recall. Yep. Don, I think I'm in Cicada Central. I'm sure you are. Foxy, I'm in cicadas. We don't get them out here in Utah. Apparently the broods of 13 year that are a year of several different, there are several different broods of 13 year that are a year off of each other. Yep. I think further south is going to be worse than that up in your neck of the woods. Well, see, my problem is I grew up in the Moraine Hills south of Lake Michigan, which is a very strange piece of terrain that most people don't realize is there. Sort of like the canyons that are just south of me that most people don't realize are in Indiana. Wherein the glaciers that formed the Great Lakes pushed up huge volumes of dirt and sand and other things as they were coming down. Well, that settled down and became the Moraine Hills. And up there are bogs and things. And I happened to grow up across from what was a actual no trespassing grade forestry wildlife preserve that became a park. And because it is not sprayed or anything, you go out on a good cicada year, and there are days where you can't hear people talk very well. Because it's going to sound like, summer in an anime. So this should be a fascinating year. I think the South has more things to eat the cicadas. Comparing yourself to others is the quickest way to fail. I had to learn it the hardest way possible, Carl. I still struggle it, especially with all you talented folks here. Yep, friends. And you know what? I still have to struggle with it. Because many times I feel like the little kid at the big kid's table. So we just have to acknowledge that we are all on different journeys, different parts of our journey. Learn from those we can, teach those we can, and keep moving forward. And then up in I know what you mean. I think there are, yep. Okay, we're going to get through this. I'm going to try to get through this real quick because I need to get to the drawing portion of the show. Don says, I'm really good at not comparing myself at times, and other times I fail miserably. Welcome to humanity. I hope you enjoy your stay. They get dormant for a time, but never completely go away down my way, Rich. Yep, same here. I found great solace in the rising tide. Raising up others gets your mind off yourself. Yes, indeed. Hello, Nick. Hello, Nita, my dear. You guys had a great show Monday. And while it is tragic that you guys will not be broadcasting the vlogs Friday, you're more than welcome to hang out here anytime. And with that, I'm going to see all the greetings. We're going to go through everybody saying hey to Nita. Awesomeness has arrived. Hello, everyone that isn't Nick. Yeah, see? And don't forget to hit your like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to run the lovely Nita's ad, and then I'm going to switch over to doing art. And I hope, Joe, are you going to handle the comments, or are you still chilling in the background working stuff?
Where are you at in the comments? Because I never actually went back up, so I have no comment dumps. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Well, I've been navigating them. We just got through the whole lines, and we'll say, hello, everyone. Isn't Nick at 10:23?
Okay, there you are.
So I'm going to run Nita's ad real quick, and then I'll make sure I can have everything set up on the other side of things.
Gotcha.
So thank you, Joe. And we'll go. Choose a newer ad. Here we go. Alrighty, and I'll leave. It's literally as soon as I move my stuff, my tablet decided to do its little blink out thing. I will be getting a new. Oh, I know what I forgot. Well, Joe handled the music, yeah, so a new cord for this fairly soon, and see if that doesn't rectify the situation. But it's one of those where I will have to buy a decent cord. Now we're going to run. I hit record time lapse, and I am moving my breakfast over to the side table here so I don't put my elbow in my eggs. Alrighty, folks, we're going to open up with usual start of a doing some landscapey stuff to get warmed up. I am rocking a soft airbrush. I am also feeling pretty big about it. Let's see. Yeah, let's go at least 100. I want to have the strokes, but I want to big stroke it. And we are rocking a bright pink because I'm kind of feeling that synthwave jam. You know, I'm in a place. I'm not sure where that's going to take me, but I'm definitely in a place. So we're going to rock getting this kind of slightly smoky pink out to just pop it and drop it, so to speak. And I'm going to move here because there probably won't be many ads for the rest of the thing. And let's see. I see lots of greetings. That looks good. And then after this, we'll start considering requests and such. Nita, feel free to play along as well. I know I'm going to go over this, but I like to have my whole area covered just in case something changes. We're going to add another layer. And, yeah, we've got this nice pink sky. How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? Oh, I know how I want to do this. Okay. Come over here. And we're going directly across. You got my color wheel up?
Oop.
And we're going directly across. And do I do a nice neon green? Yes, I am not playing around with the colors today, folks. Okay, well, that doesn't look set it. Yeah, it's not set in my usual 20. Moved over to thick oil paint. It's just a great brush, one of my favorites. And I'm going to establish. Oh yeah. Okay. We are definitely taking this to a place, folks. Instead of my usual traditional colors, we're going to rock this right over into a vaporwave kind of synthwave action. Get that drive, get that fluorescent water feeling, and we're just sweeping across big strokes. Good folks paint in even strokes. And what I love is, for me, the raw brightness of this image sort of buzzes a little bit. So at least on my screen, it's getting a little bit of that almost the fuzz you'd get off of a CRT TV. I'm going to leave those lines. In fact, I'm going to come over here to the eraser and get a nice little, do I want hard? Yes, we want it hard here, folks. A hard eraser, 7, because we want the light reflecting on the waves. So the sky is reflecting on the waves a bit, and we're just doing some light lines across. And the nice thing about this is I can come, and I love doing this, I can go and drop a layer between the layers. So layer 3 is between layers 1 and 2. And that means I can do something silly like grab my Millipen, because I want absolute control over what I'm doing. Yes, I'm going to be control freak, and I am moving over to my swatches. I like to use the standard color set unless I have a distinct reason not to. And again, I want this to be a little harder line, so we'll use 20 for now. And we're just going to do this. And we're going to start putting the layered rectangles in. Because we want it's kind of like Miami, but not quite. We're not going for actual accuracy here. We're going for the full-on that fine very, very summery, maybe sci-fi. See, I gotta be careful because my shape language has just become repetitive, and you want to see where you can start to have problems with this sort of thing. See, now it looks like I'm establishing a pattern, and you don't really want that, so I have to do something strange to break it up. Okay.
Hey Nick, real quick, one of Richie's comments, Kick is where a bunch of Twitch streamers left for. The road to becoming an affiliate to where you can do like the subscriptions and stuff is a lot easier than Twitch.
I see. See, that's good because I need to change my formatting. At some point I need to sit down and really try to reach out to Nita, because Nita's pretty much aware of most of what I do, and see if I can get some advice on monetizing, not my channel per se. That is semi-monetized in that I have a couple sponsorship situations, a couple affiliate links. The Nick field is strong today. Hold on. There we go. the screen keeps blacking out for me. I don't know if it. I don't think it is for you because I think it's feeding the main box properly. But
Yeah, it's feeding to the box properly. It's not blacking out on here.
well, that's comforting. If you see me stop and suddenly look very cross, you know what's going on. Now we have this lovely white city, and we're just got a little farther. You want proof that I grew up around Chicago? I'm used to certain shapes being on the far edge of the skyline, and
Yep.
I love how that sort of ruins my mentality. But so we have this, and I like this as a background. This is actually motivational. Now I just have to decide what I want in the foreground. So we're going up to layer 2 so that I can add a layer over it. And let's see. How do we want to do this? Okay, we're going to go with this. We'll keep with the millipen, I think, for now, because I want that control. Just going to add a little bit to play with here. And again, when we're doing things like this, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to think about it like you're stacking sheets of construction paper. You're cutting out what you want, and you're just stacking sheets of construction paper to get the effect you're looking for. Let's see. Go. I can come over here. I'm going to keep the same pencil and the same writing tool, but I want my. Oh my good! I think I want my Zero pen. We'll see. It's a little small, but we'll see how the details work.
We also have a hi Xander from Trey and Foxy.
Trey and Foxy, say hi, Xander. Hi. Okay. I don't know if you can hear him, but he is calling.
Yep.
And we'll just play with the scale here. I need to figure this out. Actually, what I'm going to do is to make my life a little easier. Even though I'm using the same color, I'm going to add another layer to the silhouette because I don't know. Let's see. See, the trick is doing this in such a way that you don't end up with a tangent in the buildings. So now I'm doing some very basic drawing, just laying out shapes and figuring out how I want it to go and, just forcing it a little bit. Now, I haven't zoomed in as much as I normally would, but we're going to make that. Yeah, I don't want that. I have to redo it. Oh, God. I need a grown-up eraser. Thank you. Let's see. And the chats are considered a happy review. Okay. I'm not sure what that's a happy review about, but I'm all
the hair ties that the scrunchies my wife did for Foxy.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kind of clicking through the comments and leaving it up long enough for people to be able to read.
Okay.
As you're talking through what you're doing on the screen.
Excellent. Okay, give it a shape. Oh, I know it's wrong. My shape language isn't right. Here's a quick cheater. In one of those, I'm giving you guys this one for free. So this goes, males present square, females present round. I'm serious. Dudes are all angles. Women are all curves when you are looking at simplified proportions. Now, what I am kind of really... I've been in this bizarre quasi-noir kick for a while.
Okay, give me 1 second, Nick. I need to pop something up on the screen here.
Okay.
Let me find it. There it is.
Happiness and other emotions. Ah! I'm going to have to figure out where the lines are because I'm going to have to play with this quite a bit. And of course it's 80, so he needs like the long rat tail kind of thing. We'll just do this. Got the coat. Go. I don't know if this is the right age group to discuss this, but he's kind of got that Stubbs energy from Miami Vice. Like, this man probably has a sawed-off shotgun on a harness under his coat, you know? Oops. And I just am going to black out the silhouette a bit, and we'll see what the lines have left me to work with. And I'll have to slightly remember where I want to colorize it, but...
And we do have Johnny here with us today.
Hello, Johnny. Had a lot of fun talking to you in Saren's chat. And you are definitely corrupting America's youth. So I hope you're proud of that. I mean, I'm sure you are, but...
Yeah, everybody needs a hobby.
Oh, yes. Get that shape right. Working silhouettes can be challenging. Just why exactly I'm doing it. Okay. Oh, that does not look good at all. I got too thick with that. Do this. I'm going to have to figure out my height lines here. But I need to erase here. There we are. Now we're starting to get the shape I want. Because, like I said, I want that bizarre feeling of it's really a combination between the synthwave and the noir, and I don't know if I can pull it off. But there's a place artistically where they all come together, and if I can find it, I can really have a kick. I can really, have fun.
And Nita did say she has to get you a new ad. So much has changed.
You know how to get a hold of me. I am happy to do that. And if for some reason it keeps glitching because it hasn't really liked to let me do stuff.
What Nick's trying to say is send it to me and I'll get it uploaded into his StreamYard for him.
Thank you, Joe. I don't like to talk for you. I never presume on your kindness. Because I figure at any minute you could decide you are absolutely tired of my BS.
Foxy said, what craziness will we think of for him to draw today?
That is always a wonderful and terrifying contemplation.
I'm still a fan of the Tree Lena.
Oh, God. I've been trying to get that one to work out. It has been challenging as all get out. But, let's see. If I come back to my gray.
And you are caught up on comments.
Excellent. Ooh. And the thunder is rolling in the background.
That might have been me trying to pop my neck.
Honestly, impressive, Joseph. I am not artistically there yet, but there are artistic places I hope to someday get to, skill set and style wise. And one of the best places that I want to someday get to is that early 80s anime where the style where let me think. We'll say Dark City, where Wicked City, I mean, where you have the really great light lines coming across the cars. I mean, not the full-on gore stuff, although if necessary, I could go there. I just don't like to. But there's a certain detail like, and I'm going to just have to do some studies of it to try to figure out what makes it that way. But I kind of like how this is going. I kind of like the feel. I know it's not my usual jam, but it's emotive. And occasionally, let me get airbrush going. Woo, much smaller. Just want to fuzz that effect a bit more, like so. There we go. Occasionally, you have places you want to artistically visit. You don't even know if you could get there or live there, but they're the inspirations that sit on you. You can never remember the creator's name. Hideo Kikuchi, the guy who did Vampire Hunter D. The whoever did his artwork that translated, they did Dark City. It's not Dark City. I keep going Dark City. Wicked City, Demon City, Shinjuku, Vampire Hunter D. I gotta remember that the art studio that did that, but it was very, very influenced on my take on what animation can be, and that just the boldness of the light on the black will always appeal to me. Now, see, what I am tempted to do, and I'm just going to try it. Let me put this away. Do I want to go black with this everywhere that isn't yellow? Oh, yes, I do. Damn it. Pardon my French.
All right. A couple more things for you real quick, Nick.
Yes, sir.
Foxy says, I think I want happy breakfast foods, like smiling muffins and happy eggs and the like.
Nick Offerman? Anyway, okay. So you want happy breakfast foods.
Blade said that's a good idea. And Chris is asking, is that the Chicago River dyed green for St. Patrick's Day?
You know, it's not far from that, and they do such a good job. It usually stays roughly green all year.
Mm-hmm. And like many people ask in Chicago, well, if they can dye it green, why can't they dye it blue for the rest of the year? And Chris is greeting Johnny. Yep. I have the anybody who submits a drawing idea, I'm just going to star the message. That way you can easily go back to reference.
Okay.
But I'll be here for about another half hour. Okay. Then I have to dip.
Sign off on this guy. Look here. Just feeling like I need a little bit more just nearly highlighter gray color in my world for a moment. It's how I respond to when it's too gray. There we go. And I'm going to call this my warm-up piece. I want to tweak with it more, but we'll go for now. So we will say save as highlighter skyline. I kind of dig that. Boom. And we will then come over here. Wait, no, we will export time lapse. Boom. Oh, there's skyline art. See, okay, it won't show the pop-ups. Okay, cool. Art time lapse. Well, we'll worry about the typo in it later. Not like you guys can see it. And then I can come over here. Port single layer ping. Boom. Boom. And if you are anywhere near Portage, Indiana, friend of the show, Jesse Trunk, has opened up a new spice business. I'll try to get you guys the information. I've been telling her to make an ad. So she has a spice shop. Did that, and I need to do a quick gander. Don't know what that is, but I just turned it off. So this will be the 8th, 10th, and 12th. Okay, cool. Go away. So we're going to come here. Oh, this red is going to clash so violently. It's going to clash so violently. And that's what happens when you forget your caps lock is on. Never mind. I may actually have to change this red because this actually hurts my soul a little bit. The Furthermore. One thing I love that came to me recently was this is BKM's show title, Nevermind the Furthermore. And BKM is the most anti-shoe leather person out there. He likes the NTF. He likes things concise and journalistic. And I have to be the most unconcise individual on the planet. There we go. So Mondays is done. Yay! We have a few more. We have about half an hour before Joe goes. So file new. Okay. Let me close.
Hey, we can really make it hurt your soul and see if it's possible to do text colors as a gradient. There's the look.
I knew as soon as he said we could. I'm like, oh god, here it comes.
I just heard a cackle from upstairs.
Nice. I'm glad I'm bringing joy to your wife.
Is the sound of my printer coming through? Are you hearing that?
I don't think so, and frankly, if it's a rhythmic kind of sound, it's blending in with the beat. So I'm not too worried. Now, somebody wanted. Okay, let's get sketchy with this. No. Okay.
See, even Dawn was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I see how y'all are.
And Carl says, I think my paint program lets you do a text gradient.
And the answer is, I'm sure it can. I do not use this program probably a tenth of what it's meant to do. But we'll do that. We'll go. So. Oh, this is terrible. This is absolutely terrible because I realized Johnny is in the chat. So I have to do this as a feminine cupcake just because of how he torments Miss Sarah. I'm sorry. Yeah, he torments people.
Yeah. Thinks that wasn't even my most evil laugh. He commented that was quite an evil laugh.
Well. You do have an eagle left, yeah.
It happens.
Let's see. Get your legs.
Oh, good question. Did you start your time lapse?
Dang it. I should have known it was going well. So they wanted happy breakfast food
Yep.
for Wednesday. Y'all are strange. Because it was like a muffin and something else. What, eggs?
Smiling muffins and happy eggs and the like.
And the like. Well, if you want the like, you guys have to do that. You have to put the like on. I'm sorry, I just saw a sentence that I either didn't know or had expunged from my mind so that I'd be able to function as a human. So now I'm working really, really hard to keep something out from just being problematic. Anyway, love you, Trey. Because I glanced at the comments. Okay. Yes. When
Lisa
you say
says-
happy food, what?
Thesis just said angry pancake.
Happy cupcake, angry pancake sounds like the world's strangest Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon sequel.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I'm just gonna Muppet Eye the pancake.
Smiling muffin, happy eggs, and one angry pancake. Now, you'd think the pancake would be the happiest, because that's the one that normally gets some sweet drizzle on it.
Well, maybe it doesn't have any sweet drizzle. Maybe that's why it's angry.
Mm.
So we've got
It's a cold pancake. The butter would not melt on it.
a big old chunk of butter. No melt. There we go. We've got
Right now, it looks like the cupcake's getting robbed by the by the pancake.
Oh, it's going to get worse because the pancake is armed.
Don said, "Is the pancake angry because it's at the Waffle House?"
Do this. Yes, I'm keeping out all this. I'm giving you a prospective pancake person who's like mugging the happy.
Oh. Don says maybe the drizzle is gone. Carl's taken off. He goes, "Oh my, late for cat lunch. No wonder two of them are in here. Everyone have a great day." Foxy giggles, "This is awesome." And Bladed said, "The pancake is angry because all his friends got eaten, but he didn't. Not the green room."
Wow.
And Chris says, "Just add a topping to the pancake and it's not so angry."
Well, see, that's the thing. Yes, I am trying to draw a very precise device here. The egg is like straight up leaving with the maple syrup.
Okay, I wondered where you were going with that. Oh, we are so falling down the green room hole.
No, I have no idea how the egg is holding on to it, but I think it's funnier that I don't know. So,
so we got a few more comments in. Dawn says the pancake wanted to be a taco. Breakfast taco. Chris says cat lunch must be provided. The feline overlords must be appeased. And my lovely wife green roomed herself, so the pancake just needs to be topped. And Donna says, kitty lunchtime, see everyone Friday, if not before, laters. And we have Dawn saying bye to Donna and Carl, and Chris saying goodbye. Keep to Donna and Carl. Keep those cats happy.
it happens, but
And this one's for the wife. Okay.
man, this is like a Kurosawa film at this point. I don't quite know how. I'm gonna have a good breakfast next Wednesday. I'm just saying. Give it just a little so that they can understand. So there was that you wanted a happy cupcake, a happy egg, angry pancake. There was something else people wanted in this mess.
No, that was it.
Okay.
But Dawn, your comment kind of goes back to the wife's. It's not topped, so yeah, it is a single pancake.
It wanted to be part of a stack.
Bladen says I can't wait to see the WTF from people next Wednesday from this.
Yep. I get messages, and I respond the same way. Blame my chat. Angry fist here.
See, I am innocent for once. I had nothing to do with any of these suggestions.
I know.
Surprised I didn't hear a cackle from upstairs with that one. Or lightning.
She's planning something more diabolical. Okay, so we've got all this. Let me see if I can do a trick, because I'm just going to do that. Let me see if I did that right. Oh, yeah, that'll do. Ha-ha! Now. Yes, because I have a convention coming up.
Your audio is cutting in and out, but the rest of you is fine.
That would be the result of the storm. Okay, so we're going to save as happy cupcake, happy eggs, angry pancake. The things y'all do.
No, I didn't change it, Trey. I think because you use my StreamYard login to get into StreamYard, it changed my camera avatar for me.
Oh wait, I have to sign this thing. Hold on. I am responsible for the idiocy that has occurred. I can accept no other.
Chris says, lol, smiling muffin. And Trey says, oops, that's okay.
I know, because it's cold. It's part of the reason he's angry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Blade says that's his hat.
Right. Single layer. PNG. And now I have to do stuff you guys won't be able to see because that part doesn't pop up for you, no matter what I try to do. Wait a second. And export with time lapse.
Yes, Dawn, the pancake is John. The muffin is you this time. And the happy egg walking away, not seeing anything, is Carl.
I
would also explain why the egg is behind the cupcake. Or muffin, rather.
You know, one thing I love is on a Wednesday, and I sit down to do my art, I have no idea where it's going. I really don't. Alrighty, we're going to do a new one, because that one's just going to stay sketchy, because I'm not messing with perfection. Oh wait, no, I still have to do this. Oh gosh. This is definitely going to be one of those where people are like, can we have a little bit of Furthermore, please? Because what the heck is this?
Blade says, I know how to make a smiling muffin, don't I, Foxy?
Oh, there's so much green room.
Mm-hmm. And Foxy says, hush you, and Dawn is laughing.
Y'all are special. I love you. You know. 1024. Alrighty. Okay. We'll say okay to that.
Dawn says, I know I'm special.
Yes, I will save that dribble. Alrighty. Now, what was the other one y'all wanted?
There wasn't actually another one thrown out. I threw out the Tree Lena, but that was it.
Is there anyone else wanting anything other than Tree Lena?
You could do someone rolling a D20 and having the D20, standing there with a sword going back after the person rolling it because he can only roll a 1.
Wow. Feeling called out. I'm sorry, I just glanced down and I saw hashtag Elvira's the Dark Cheerleader. Yes, cheerleader. Okay, that is referencing to the Trelena was a cheerleader comment, which I am not allowed to know, so I'm not telling me that. And then hitting Mitsurugi style 30-foot jump. Yes, that's. Anyway.
Trey said time lapse. And we did get one in from Chris, a saucy breakfast burrito and steamy coffee.
See, that came too late. I've already done a breakfast one. If you'd said that, I would have thrown it in the background, but it got to me too late. Okay. Phone. I need to do this right.
And he also said, I would say get a room thesis in Foxy, but y'all don't need any encouragement.
They're not on camera, and there's usually a large gap between their comments, so I am not at all concerned. I need to find something real quick. I tried to get my phone to auto sort because they said it would by face. It will not.
Bladed says, we have many rooms, Chris, but my question to you, Bladed, is do you have a green room outside of Discord?
That could be arranged. They just find, a gallon of green paint has miraculously appeared. It's being poopy. Fine.
I don't know that my technomancy is that good.
Stranger things have happened. Okay. No, I don't need that. Oh, okay, hold on. Can I please not suck so very hard?
Dawn says, green kitchen? Well, hopefully the countertops aren't too high.
People need to, yeah. People need to really, really respect that there are people of different heights, and it would just be easier to. Oh God, I can't go with that one because that would be too dull. Okay, here we go.
And Bladed said, sadly, no. Every room in our apartment is painted clinical white, so we have to add our own color.
Green self-adhesive wallpaper.
And Dawn says, I don't want to grow up.
You're a Toys R Us kid? I was a KB outlet kid. I couldn't afford no Toys R Us BS.
And I'll let Nick read Bladed's comment.
What is it? Countertops are too low, but the kitchen table is perfect height for certain activity. Well, I would hope the part that you bought and brought in was suitable height and reinforcement. Jeez. And counters are too low. F you, tall people. Okay. This is not the right color.
See, I don't think I've ever had a house where I didn't have to try. Ooh, I almost screwed up. Cancel.
You okay?
I went to close out the messaging app on my Mac and accidentally tried to close Chrome. I would have been kicked out of here.
Oh. Well, at least you're not ending the stream. Okay, you know what? I know it's wrong. I'm starting from the wrong situation. You don't start from the tray, you start from the tree. Because this thing has been, mocking me. So we're going to start, get rid of this. Start with the tree.
And Rich said, I don't want to grow up, so I ended up growing out.
He's growing out. He wants the world to know. Had to let it show. Anyway, okay, so we have a tree. Let's just go grandmother tree with this because it will be so much simpler.
Yeah.
Because I draw tray as a dryad or something that's a little too on point.
Dawn says, I'm short, so you all thought. Well, with the way you have your camera angle, yes. I figured you were actually about Foxy's height. Foxy says I'm about 5'2". And Dawn says, Nick said what I was thinking in stream. Yeah, let me adjust my glasses for you here, Dawn. And we have Dr. Crow's Carnival here.
Hey, Doc!
And Matthew Cricky is here. He says, yeah, I made it.
Glad to see you, Matt.
And Dawn is
you're running.
Them.
Does Matt have a wrench?
He does not.
Please give him a wrench so that he can promote his convention. Oh, wait,
I can't. That has to be done by you.
From YouTube proper. I will see about doing that. Just put a space between the dot and com or dot and whatever in your ad, and it will work fine.
And Rich says, Dawn, you are short. Rich, all of us are short compared to you. And Trey's greeting Doc and Matt. And Blade says, I'm between 6'2 and 6'3, depending on what shoes I'm wearing. I'm between 5'11 and 6'1, depending on the gas station I'm walking out of.
And I'm between 5'8 and 5'5, depending which joint is which place. And Joe has become a QR code.
And the QR code is apparently linked to Taste the Biscuit, according to my wife.
A dear friend from high school of mine, the one I used to know, put it that way, messaged me with Taste the Biscuit. I'm like, have you heard of these people? Oh no, she messaged me the what is it, the Moose and the Cheese or whatever.
And Rich saying, hell, I'm short compared to my dad's cousin Billy. Trey says, code is actually to her indie CD page. Okay. And Blade is asking Richie, so Richie is the big tall orc with the giant hammer.
No, Richie is in fact a mutant giant space dwarf midget.
Okay, I need more caffeine after that sentence. Good lord. It's made my right eye start to twitch with that.
You are welcome, Joe.
Chris says, I'm lucky I'm as tall as I am. Both my parents were short. And Matt saying, I'm getting close to starting a Kickstarter for a Kolchak/X-Files-like comic. And he asked if we got the link. We did not. Matt, if you have Facebook, look me up on Facebook real quick and send it to me through Messenger. And I will get it posted on here for you. And I will open Facebook in a separate screen. That way I know it comes through.
And see, part of the reason I'm having so very much trouble with this image is most of the women as a tree stories are really, really tragic. I mean, the folklore is beautiful, but it is always like tragic.
And Bladed says, hammer!
Hammer! I got one of those somewhere.
And Richie's saying I'd be closer to a were teddy bear with a long sword. And Dawn was confirming we didn't get the link. And Chris Walker's saying TNT usually comes in smaller packages, and those are usually shorter in height as well.
Who said that?
Chris.
Okay. I'm really deciding if I want a green room for that, but that might just be me self-reporting.
And Dawn says, what does that make me, Chris? Ah, there we go. And let's copy that. And we'll come back over here.
This is the nightmarish alternate ending to Magpie's Flight, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. This is like problematic. Those of you who do not know, Magpie's Flight is an extremely short story I wrote a long time ago based on a dream, and one of these days I am going to put it out as a book, but it'll have to be in children's book style with like better than I can currently generate. I don't know if it's watercolors. It's in my head. It's just I haven't currently got the skill to do it. The story's done. The story's been done forever. But
And let's see, Chris says probably a bigger boom when you go off, Dawn. And Rich says, well, time for class. Be well and be safe, friends and fiends. And here's the link to Effing Con, which will be held November 1st and 2nd in Effingham, Illinois.
And I do not know if I will be able to try to reach out to you about that this year because I am already booked at LodgeCon the next week, and doing 2 conventions in 1 week is both financially and on Xander kind of an ask. Let's see.
And
all right,
have to try and get some money together and throw NDCD on there as a sponsor.
Well, let's see. Because my current con schedule is Region Con. There'll be a Library Con sometime late summer, early fall. And then I think it jumps all the way to LodgeCon. So technically that weekend is not scheduled, but
we got me and Dawn saying bye to Rich, and Bladed saying, why did I read that last part in the Crypt Keeper voice? I'm guessing that's the Rich's goodbye. Well, time for class. Be well and be safe, friend and fiends.
Oh, that's because it was an homage.
There's that word again.
Hope it doesn't mean anything bad. Anyway,
and Grant's sitting somewhere and just shuddered, going, I feel a disturbance in the force.
As he should. He's got some really great stuff coming out for those universes. All right, you guys are getting a little bit of a different taste than what I usually throw up artistically on this channel. In that you're getting almost a full sketch that I usually don't have time to do, but I know I'm going to run out of time with Joey real quick, so I've got to kind of step up on this last one, and it's nearly noon, so very soon I will have to consider ducking anyway. So let's kick the tires and light the fires on this. See, I don't know. The problem is, I'm really liking the sketchy softness of this. And it's not me trying to cop out. I'm really liking the sketchy softness.
Yeah, so am I.
And I don't know.
And Matthew said, did you know that knock on wood is a reference to dryads?
Yes, I did.
Spirits that supposedly live in trees. People used to knock on trees to ask permission to enter a forest.
Well, I will tell you that entering a forest in which you do not belong can be a life-changing experience, as is having one where you previously belonged be rather angry at you because you did something necessary.
And you got Foxy and Bladed confirming they did know that. And Dawn saying, I better not find out it's an insult for the homage.
Of course. Junk all over my screen. I have a new screen protector for this thing, but I'm going going to try, and I'm really, really trying to keep the softness to this piece. So it's going to get some shading because it is a nighttime piece. But, and this may be one that I have to visit on for quite some. We associate with a lot of special entities. Dryads are interesting folks. They really are. As long as you don't take them off. See, that's what I should use. Yeah, that's the color I should use. Okay, that's all. You got it. You'll use it.
So I'll ask the question, Trey, do you knock on the trees before you go into mushroom hunt?
Why would Trey have to knock on the trees for going home?
Good point.
I'm sorry. The trees asked her permission to grow. Anyway,
And Grey Wolf saying, very cool, got my new glasses today. Nice. New glasses are always a good thing.
new glasses are a wonderful thing. As somebody who has had to suffer long without them. Yeah.
And Trey says, I always pay my way for safe passage, usually a coin or something.
See? Manners.
And Bladed said, offerings are always appreciated.
Let me see how this is looking. And see, I have to do this. I have to close this out. I have to zoom out so I see the whole thing, and then I have to look at it on my screen, on this screen, because it transforms it just enough to go, I think I can like that.
Mm-hmm.
This one's going to take a while, guys. This one may get an in progress because I have slipped into the realm of actually caring. Just never a good thing. When I'm using the blend tool to just ease this around a little bit, it'll soften quite a bit.
And Bladed says, on that note, patreon.com/bladedthesis.
That reminds me, I have neglected my Patreon just a bit lately. But they are going to get first traits into a few things that I think will be rather enjoyed by many of you. And I am planning something really kind of spanky for my Patreon members in the very near future to thank them and their service. There might be a contest / gift thing going on. I don't know. I have to talk to me about it, and you know how he is. I have to talk to the CEO. And see, as a rule, I try to stay out of my own affairs whenever possible.
Well, I do need to hop off.
All right, Joe. Thank you so much for your assistance. I will take it from here.
Yep.
And let's see.
I will see you all another time.
Thank you, Joe. And folks, if you want to support Joe and his wonderful efforts, just go to indiecd.org. And if you are a creator, please join up. We want you.
Mm-hmm. And I'll be back on tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central for the Burning is Yarn, along with Dawn and my wife, Trey. Trey will be finishing up the Peep that she was working on a couple weeks ago. And I will be burning a piece that is yet to be decided because I need to figure out what I want to burn, what piece of wood I want to burn it on, and Yeah.
Well,
I ain't got a clue.
if you get bored, you've got my website, and I've got nothing planned much. So if you want something custom done up for you, let me know.
Well, I've got 50,000 plus images downloaded right now.
I know, and that's the problem. You have 50,000 plus images, so you get a little bit of choice paralysis.
It also, I'm running low on wood stock and options of wood stock, I should say. I could do a bigger piece.
I was gonna say, because running low on woodstock will give you woodstock dreams, and if you want that, you need to go look up Donna Carlene's website, assuming you are an adult.
Yes. Links to her books can be found on indiecd.org/about-Donna-Carlene. And with that, folks, have a great day.
Toodles, Joe. Alrighty, and we are almost somewhere with this. I'm not quite sure where yet, but it's dreamy. I'm just playing with the airbrush tool. This is one I will have to play with for some time to get right. And I do like to use the airbrush tool in lieu of the watercolors a lot of the time. I just like the way it feels. But that comes back to some, of my older art days in my youth where, we'll just say airbrush-like devices were routinely used to express my opinions on such matters. I don't know. I almost like this better as a sketch, but I'm at least getting the feel for it. And that was supposed to be on it. Wow, I made the cardinal sin, folks. I did this all on one layer. Oh boy. Okay. Well. Whew, I did this all on one layer. Yeah, that's not good. Let's see now. No. Fill. Come over here. There we are. This is the blue. Now, take the airbrush tool. We are going to grab transparent. I have to finish that tree squat color. That's okay. Just a bit. We can carve out. Once I get this part kind of cut out, I think I might just call it, because without Joe I can't really see a lot of the comments. Well, I mean, I can. I missed that tree entirely. That's okay. I'm gonna have to hit that on the other layer. So we'll just do this. Give it a nice ethereal color. Probably should have done a muted orange for that. I may have to come back. We'll just do a light muted orange to get that how I want it. Let's go here. I don't know if you've ever wandered the woods on a moonlit night when it's really, really dumb too. It possesses a very specific kind of beauty. There we go. Now, come over here. You're going to break this down quite a bit. All right, I'm definitely going to have to revisit this, but we're getting places. I'm okay with that. There we go. Yeah, this one's going to take a little bit more. Well, the problem, thing, but folklore-wise, for me, it is such a mournful set of items that I find it quite sad. Oh, jeez. So we're come over here, make this normal again, just multiply again. And yeah, you'll find I tend to stack my shadow layers, and then I come back. Oh, that's wrong. That's the wrong way to do that. Hold on. I want this to be subtler. And it gives me, every time I come back, it gives me a little bit more nuance in my lighting. And there's, like I said, there's still a lot of problems that need to be adjusted. And a couple layers may have to be completely redone. But this is very close in mental universe to Magpie's Flight. So it's only fair that I treat it as such. But when you express art, guys, let me come down here real quick. When you express art, you will sometimes find that it's not always the chipperest, the happiest thing you can express, because that's where does the emotion go? Where does the emotion come from? And where is it taking you? And there is no shame in darkness or sadder emotions. It's just like all things, one has to be careful to experience the emotion and let it kind of flow through. So it's not that I'm having trouble with it, it's that it's it is a delicate matter. And I don't know if that makes sense. I know there's some people who would accuse me of being far too artsy dropping a statement like that, like, you know. But as I said before, there are many legends of women turning into trees, and almost none of them are among the happier. And I know it's my story, it doesn't have to be that way, but there's a powerful tradition. And if you ever get a chance to read, what is it? It's by Mercedes Lackey. I want to say it's the 1,000 Kingdoms or the 10,000 Kingdoms. It's a story of, believe it or not, a fairy godmother. And she is trying to help her nation, trying to help around the problem is, or the trick is, so to speak, that that tradition, that the roles people play in stories are a tangible force. And so, it's very easy for a stepmother to accidentally, a perfectly kind woman acquire a stepdaughter in a marriage and have her turn brutal because tradition wants to retell the Cinderella story, or a man might be compelled to be a type of wizard, or a wizard might have the wizards of the story always had a stuffed alligator hanging from the ceiling, and tradition will demand it, so it will manifest an actual stuffed alligator, hanging from the guy's ceiling, which sounds farcical, but that's part of the fun of it. Let me check something. Do I want this that way, or do I want it that way? Oh, I like it that way. I like it that way. Now, carefully control this. But many tales of women turning into trees and dryads and such are not, like I said, not among the happiest of stories. And I'm a victim of, I'll say a victim of tradition, that sounds terrible, but I am very much affected by it. So I have to be very, very careful, because I do find that the world wants to retell the stories. And many of the names change geographically and some of the details, but the story itself is immortal, in its own way, immutable. And it's just there. Oh, I'm going to be so busy with this. So I might be almost ready to do the art for Magpie's Flight, actually. I'm liking the way this is coming out in certain details. I haven't quite decided if I'm going to give it a harder line work or not. I don't want to steal from it its ethereal feel, but guys, feel free to weigh in and tell me what you think of that thought. Would it be taking too much? Do I need to? There you go. Well, I think this has worked out fairly well. Back over here, grab this, back over, and again, play with the light. moon comes calling a ghostly watch. I recall. Can't go any further with that because I don't want to get sued, but that's where my brain is going. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a very Bob Seger feeling picture. I don't think anyone musically mastered that specific style of regret as artfully as Bob Seger did. I mean, to this day. But it's also okay not to have every piece be happy-go-lucky shenanigans, huh? Well, I'm glad you got to eat the blueberry muffin that inspired you. It was an inspirational picture, a lot of fun to draw. And the nice thing about airbrushing like this is the layer after layer approach gives room for the story of the image. And I know it means something, and I haven't quite figured out what. I'm almost afraid to do this, but if I don't like it, I can always take it off. Part of me almost feels like I should apologize to Trey for drawing something so sad and, having it tied to her, but there's always a bittersweet to be found. This. See, how does that look? Needs more cowbell. Thank you, Max. And it does tell me that I am almost to the place where I can do that picture. So, what does it need? And see, sometimes I get to just agonize over a picture a bit. I don't usually let myself. I'm usually in a bit of a rush. And that can really cause a bit of issue, but there we go. See, that's the other thing why I love digital painting. When I'm especially in a mood like this, which is very much I'm having a cold, rainy day mood. With this, I can just blend the layers as I need, accomplish what I need to do, almost unapologetically. very rare for me to do anything unapologetically, folks. I tend to, well, honestly, I tend to feel the need to apologize for even existing, as my existence over the years has caused enough people enough difficulty that I do sometimes feel bad about it. Which I know. Is it right? No. Is it proper? No. Do I feel that way anyway? Absolutely. So I try to make up for the harm I have caused. That's all I can do. Work hard to be as worthy as I can for the people who saw fit to believe in me, and keep on trucking. Have I ever used Kablam for comic printing? I have not, Matt Cracky. You can ask around. I can ask a few people as I see. I actually have not printed any comics myself. Not saying I don't intend to, because that would be a lie. But I am saying that I am not an authority on said subject. You okay, bud? Yeah. Okay. I'm winding down. I'm just doing a picture. It's pretty. It's just got a bit of sadness to it. It is bittersweet, which is a place artistically I've been known to live. It's a little soft. It's a little out of focus. That's okay. A lot of the world looks like this to me. Especially if I take my glasses off. There we go. I think that might be it, guys. I think that might just work. I'm probably going to revisit this topic and the style of it, but I hope you guys like this one. Okay, so we're going to save this as much as I love the name Tree Lena, this is a little too somber for that kind of pun, and I'm going to do something more Ent-like, but this is what kept coming forward. Dryad sleeps by moonlight. Like that. Let that get saved. I'll export the time lapse. It may be a couple days before I get these time lapses up. And you can see my whole work through process. I hope you enjoy these. Let's see. And guys, if you have enjoyed this, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Comment if you're watching from time and space beyond. Now, I have to come over here, and we will do this. We will come here. Wow, where am I going to? I don't know where I'm going to stick this. And I'm sure you could green room me for that, but oh, got to change the color, didn't I? God, this is cash. This is going to hurt for a moment. Everything I draw has a story in my mind, and boy, is this one getting to me. It's not a bad thing. Alrighty, and we have file. For single layer, PNG, NTF 4, 12, 24, and it is there, it is there, it is there. Whew. Well, folks, it's been 2.5 hours, and I need to run some more ads, and then unless there's something on you guys' mind, which I'm always happy to discuss, we will get through our hump day. But let me run some ads to wake us up a bit. Oh, I forgot. I got to turn my music off. We'll just do...
Hello, I'm Dan Hollifield. I'm the senior editor and publisher of Abelian Webzine, the world's oldest free creative writing e-zine since 1997. Since then, we have helped over 500 amateur writers learn what they needed to turn pro. www.aphellion-webzine.com and read not only what we've got going on right now, but 28 years worth of our archives of stories. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dan. And it bumped me right out of my own stream for a second there. So I guess we're getting into the time where the net is being a little bizarre. I'm going to run a couple more ads, and then we'll wrap it up. Let me see. I need to get an ad from Miss Saren.
Welcome, friends. I'm Bladed Thesis, and this is my tea house. Come join me every other Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time as we discuss Chinese culture, history, philosophy, and of course, martial arts. You can find me at youtube.com/BLADEDTH3SIS. Pull up a chair, grab a cup of tea, or the drink of your choice, and join the discussion.
Thesis is an amazing creator, and it's nice to see him getting off the ground. Let's see.
Hi, bunnies. This is Robin Yoda. Just wanting to let you know I have a Twitch channel. It's twitch.tv/Robin Yoda. You can catch me there Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific playing Stardew Valley, Saturdays at 2 p.m. playing The Sims 4, and Sundays at 10 a.m. Pacific playing a random game from my Game Pass library. You can also find me Mondays on my YouTube channel, Robin Yoda the Lilac Bunny. I hope to see you all there. Thanks for watching.
Hi, this is Kat. During the school year, I'm Mrs. Rothermel, but otherwise, I'm Rock and Roll Art Goddess, writing about my past and filming the present. I need you to join my Rock and Roll Art army and to check out my merch on Zazzle.com. What started out as journal therapy is now 4 books, I see, and an Instagram account to blow off steam, becoming a book, with another to do the same. A short film for a friend. No, this is not the end. Peace, love, and let me art.
Man, we have 2 comments I want to hit. Thesis is loving his ad more and more every time it's played. I'm glad to hear that. And Art Speaks. I want to end on Art Speaks because, yeah, this is not the biggest, bounciest end, not the big boom showy thing, but sometimes even I have days that are a little softer, a little quieter, a little more contemplative. And it's important to always be true to who you are, because I could come on here and dial it up to 11 and get through, but I don't think that's fair to you or me. So I'm going to say, create the art that speaks to you at the time, be it literary or fiber or traditional or digital. Reach out and find what resonates. And sometimes, even if you're not happy with the piece, but the emotion is there, that's very important. And that's part of the humanity, the spirit that goes into a piece. Whether it's joyful and buoyant, or thoughtful and perhaps bittersweet. The human experience, friends, is a palette of near endless spectrum of color. And we need to be willing to use whatever is correct to us at that moment, at least artistically. I hope you are in a position where you can express what you're feeling. I hope you're in a position where you can find the light that drives you, that pushes you, that radiates. I've always said that I am an artist. It is my duty to appreciate beauty. And that addiction is the single greatest wound I ever had. Because for me, when I walk into a museum or art gallery or private showing, just like when I'm in nature and I see something unspeakably, indescribably beautiful, it always seems to wound me. And there's no other way to describe that sensation. It's a penetrative experience. It's as though something can just push right through all my blocks and shields and defenses, and it hits to the very soul. Once in a while, I'll find that in the drawing that I'm doing, or the art, or the writing, or whatever. Certainly music can do it. And I think that those wounds are necessary. They are a pain that more than anything reminds us that we are spiritual beings, that we exist on a plane far higher than the mere meat mechas we pilot. And I hope you can find yourself in places like that from time to time. I hope that you can become moved by art and music and storytelling. And that perhaps it brings you a little closer to, the divine, whatever you perceive he, she, it, they to be. So this Wednesday, guys, I want you to go in peace and in love of each other, and to be gentle with yourselves. But as always, keep drawing, keep writing, keep creating, because when you do, you can edit it, you can improve it, but you cannot edit a blank page. I love you all. I really do. You should too. I'll see you Friday for another episode of Nevermind the Furthermore. And maybe, just maybe, if the stars align, I will be able to do some unscheduled art streams. Expect me when you see me.